I dropped some new patterns into the Slack channel, into the classical Slack channel. Here they are. And some new brushes, little hand-drawn brushes. And I just want to show you we're getting down towards the end of this project. And if you need a background or if you need some texture, these patterns are kind of a down and dirty way to do it. And these patterns deliberately look like they're hand-drawn. They're not mechanical. So let's have some fun with this. I'm going to go to Document Setup and get myself a new artboard, just so I have some place to work. Okay. All right. And I'm going to grab, now, when you make a new pattern, or when you bring a pattern in, the pattern is located in the swatch menu. And so hopefully your swatches are all saved under large list view. This makes it a little easier. And you can see, along with colors in this file actually doesn't have any colors. It's just all patterns. So here are all the patterns. So I will draw a box, make sure that I'm on fill and not stroke, and I'll choose a pattern. Now, these patterns, it takes a lot of work to make a pattern look like you drew it in a second, if that makes any sense, to make something random. So let's say I wanted to, first of all, let's say I wanted to scale the pattern. I'll go to the scale tool, I'll put my finger on the Option key, and I get this dialog box. We've talked about this. So if I want the pattern much smaller, I'll scale it uniformly 50%. It's important that this box be turned off. This transforms the box that I drew that the pattern is in. This transforms the patterns. So switch that one off, and there the pattern is now half the size that it was. I can go in the opposite direction. I'll get the scale tool, I'll select the pattern, I'll do 250%, and again this button is set off, and so now the pattern is twice as big as it was. These patterns are put onto blank backgrounds. Object, arrange, send to back. So you can lay them on top of colored backgrounds if you would like to. And you can create a lot of interesting effects. If I was to take this box and copy and paste it, for example, copy, paste. See that? And then if I scaled one to a different scale than the other one, Option, click, let's do 90%. Don't transform the object, just transform the pattern. So you see that you can create some truly interesting textures. Background patterns are a great way to add texture. Now, what if I want to change the color of the background pattern? What if I don't like this color? Well, that's easy enough to do. I'm going to come over here to where the pattern sits in the swatch palette, and I'm going to double click on the little thumbnail. And you can see the rest of the stuff in the file has gone away. It's saying to me, hey Chris, here's your pattern. This is the pattern option box. We went over this. I'm going to come over here and say dim the copies to 30%. So I can see here's the pattern. This is actually all that is of the pattern. And it repeats on this box. And so you can see whoever designed this did a marvelous job of figuring out how big everything had to be. But it's just vectors and points. I can recolor it any way I like. And then when I'm done, I can come up here and say done. And so now everywhere this pattern appears, this color change will take effect. So what I'm thinking of for some of you is you could create a pattern of leaves and take more than one copy of the pattern, or create more than one pattern, and just give it that black background and lay them on top of each other. I could do this. I could go take my rotate tool, finger on the Option key. I could rotate this 90 degrees. Again, I don't want to rotate the box. I only want to rotate the pattern. And you can create these really interesting effects using these background patterns. So if you run out of time and you need to put something in the background, consider a pattern. There's a lot you can do with it in a very small amount of time. Okay, Slack me or email me with questions, please.